Hey, hello everybody, this is ALBER. Today we're going to talk about modifying the Arturia Microfreak into maybe what can be called the MINIFREAK. I don't know, you'll be the judge. So anyways, I've been in love with the synthesizer since I first got it, and I've basically been using it in all of my production since it made it into a studio. I absolutely love it. At this price point, it's pretty much impossible to find something that is like even remotely as versatile as this machine over here. Now, something that is important for me, especially for my live setup, is the amount of space and real estate I can get since I transport all my stuff into a large crate. So every single inch matters to me. Even though I kind of like these keybed, the touch sensitive keybed that the Arturia Microfreak has, I can say that I've never really used it too much, especially in a live setting. Maybe sometimes it's useful for the hold function over here. That's probably the only thing that I've used. Maybe the strip, even though you cannot really assign the strip as far as I know. If that's any different, please let me know. I've never really used the strip too much, or the sequencer for that matter. Everything I do is really controlled by the Electron Digitact, so I don't really have much use for the internal sequencer for the Microfreak or for other synthesizers for that matter. So I saw online a few people who took the keybed off by replacing it with a 3D printed enclosure over here. And after doing a little bit of research, I've decided to buy the 3D enclosure kit from 3D Waves. They sent it back to me, and so I'm going to install this kit onto the Microfreak and see what happens. Okay, so this is the kit that I got from 3D Waves. I gotta say, they did a great job in sending this. It comes with a cute sticker, some rubber feet, and last but not least, this kind of really cute 3D printed cat that is definitely going to make it into the studio starting right now. Okay, so this is the enclosure. As you can see, it's kind of made up by two smaller parts that are here joined together with some screws, and here's the space for you to put the rubber feet. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and try to do this step by step here right away. Hopefully it all goes well without any problem. Let's go. So okay, step one, obviously it's going to be taking the screws off. Okay, so make sure you have a very small screwdriver over here. There will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 screws. If I counted that correctly, probably not. And yeah, so make sure that you have something where you can stash your screws because they're kind of small. I wasn't that smart, so I'm just going to use my K-oscillator touchpad thing over here to just keep them next to me. So let's go. Okay, so this is the moment of truth. I have 4 screws in here, which are kind of too deep for me to really pick with my nails. Maybe somebody with smaller hands could. So I'm just going to lift this from the back. Hopefully I won't break anything. Let's see. Oh, something is going away. Okay. It's probably going to be messy because these screws are really hard to take out there without just making them fall to the floor. One just popped out. Let's see if that works. 2, 3. Should be another one in there. Really love my K-oscillator doubling as a it's a little container right now. Okay, last one. Okay, Great. So now I've successfully detached all the screws from there. And this is what I get. I don't know if you can see in between. Okay, I see the two boards in there. So now I should be able to detach this piece over here. I don't know if you can see. Detach it, and then I should just be ready to mount the enclosure. Okay, let's see. Don't want to destroy anything. Really don't want to. This is it. Just want to make sure that I don't go to detach anything that's like solder there. You know what I mean? That would be the worst. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove the ribbon cable. Be very careful with this. Okay, I was probably not as careful as I could have been, but now we have this beautiful module just like that. Now we can put the keyboard aside. I've heard from multiple sources that you really have to keep your keyboard because it is needed for firmware updates. So I guess we'll figure that out once Arturia will bless us with a new firmware update. But until then, just take my word for it. Okay, so now let's see how this fits together. I got a blue enclosure, by the way, because it would match some other colors on my setup. Pretty excited about that. Okay, it looks to be lining up just fine. Okay, it's great. Now let's screw it back and let's see how that looks like. Okay, now something you really want to make sure is that for these other screws over here, they go quite deep into the enclosure, so you may want to have something that reaches down a little further. This screwdriver wasn't really doing it, so thankfully I had something like this. Make sure you have all the tools you need. It's a little bit like operating in the dark. Maybe this is it. Nope. So it's a little bit hard to see. You also need some sort of light to go deep in there, but this is the part that I feel like maybe this could have been a little better. I'm not sure, but you kind of have to hang in there and try to find the threading. Yeah, there's still some movement in there. Maybe you guys just know how to do this kind of stuff just better, and I don't. I don't know. Okay, I don't hear any jiggling in there, so maybe let's pretend that's in a good position. Hopefully, we'll find out when it will be time for us to remove the enclosure. Start with the next one. Okay, so that was not really great. I ended up not using, as you can see, the corners of it are not really super tight. I'm going to give that another honest try, but if that doesn't work, I don't want to mess up with it too much. Yeah, so that is being kind of hard, this one to put in. I don't know if the threading wasn't great or if it's me not being able to do it. Wanted to, it's definitely possible. Okay, so we're at this point now. Okay, we definitely need to use the rubber feet. So let's put those on. All right, feet are glued to the enclosure now. Let's see. Okay, yeah, it's pretty, it has a good grip over the surface. Okay, so yeah, besides the screw thing, this looks pretty good so far. Maybe it is the the knobs are slightly more wobbly than I like them to be, and that's probably because part of the enclosure is not fixated, especially this one end over here. I'll have to really try to find solutions to fix that. Let's see how this thing works within the rest of the system. Let's see if it turns on. So everything here is connected. You can see Digitect here as my main brain. The rest of my setup is basically the Roland Boutique and the Volca FM. So let's hope that this works. Let's see. And it does work. We got some sound. Okay, so I have a little pattern here that I will be giving to the Microfreak from Digitech. Let's see if that works. Fingers crossed. There's something. Okay, looks like it's working. All functionality seems to be there. Yeah, okay. So this is a pretty cool solution if you're down on space. You don't really have a strong need for the keyboard. And yeah, you just want something that is like even more portable than the original thing is. I'm just gonna name this the MINIFREAK or something like that. Um, yeah, so this was like all in all a successful project. Thank you so much for 3D Waves for making something relatively easy to install and providing this service. This is definitely a hack that I needed, and it will make my gigging a little better. All right, I hope that you enjoyed this, that you find it useful. Stay tuned for more. ALBER out.